Now, title of the lesson today is My Partner Reversed the Hand. What in the world am I supposed to do now? What do? I have very few points. Well, as I said to Ella, first thing out of the box, reverses are not a convention in the strict sense of the word. They're just an integral part of standard American bidding. But I have had life masters tell me, we don't play reverses. Yes, you do. You just don't recognize them. So here are some examples on how to bid following a reverse. Your partner has opened one of a suit. You've responded, and partner responded at the 2 level in a higher ranking suit than the first one he bid. Remember, a reverse is a 1-round force. Responder owes his partner another call. Remember also that a reverse promises more cards in the first suit than in the second. It's an unbalanced hand. Typically, there should be 5 cards in the first suit bid and 4 in the second, but it could be 6 in the first suit and 4 in the second, or 6 in the first suit and 5 in the second. It doesn't matter what the exact distribution is, but it should promise more cards in the first suit than in the second one. Now, here's a classic example. 1 diamond by north, 1 spade by south, 2 hearts by north. The rebid is at the 2 level. Hearts are higher ranking than diamonds. This forces south to bid 3 diamonds to take a simple preference. So this shows 17 or more high card points. So south needs to tell his partner whether he's on that very weak 6 or 7. But remember, if he has 8 or more points, we very likely belong in a game somewhere. So the important thing to do here is for south to differentiate his hand, whether it's extremely weak or whether there is a game possibility. And this is one of those situations where a responder is driving the bus, even though he has the weaker hand. Partner's bid when he reverses is very descriptive. So responder knows what his partner has, but partner has no clue what responder has. That's why responder's in charge. And that means that if South says, I'm very weak, partner, we're going to play it here. North doesn't overrule. He does not overrule ever. The responder is the one who makes the decision. Now, we get to responders rebids because this is where the description really starts. Now, if on part score hands, this means that the partner of the opening bidder holds values only sufficient for a part score. That means he has only 6 or 7 points. So his rebid needs to describe the minimum point count, but it should also give the opener an idea about his distribution. And there are ways to do that. You're going to hear something that I don't normally say when I'm talking about bidding and rebidding suits. There are exactly 2 bids that show a minimum hand following a reverse by partner, and the whole decision on which one you use depends on how many cards you have in your suit. The first bid is 2 no trump. That bid tells partner, I'm minimum, and I have only 4 cards in my suit. The second bid is a rebid of responder's first bid suit. How does he choose? If responder had a 4-card suit to start with, his second bid is 2 no trump. This is an artificial bid and should be alerted. It's not necessarily a suggestion that we're going to play two no trump, because you can guarantee that the opener's hand is unbalanced. If he had a balanced hand of the strength described by a reverse, he might have rebid two no trump, but he didn't. He reversed the hand, which shows an unbalanced hand.
Susan,
Remember? Yes.
quick question. How is that differentiated from a Jacoby two no trump?
Jacoby two no trump is one spade by opener, two no trump by responder. It's the first bid.
Okay.
The responder. This is, and a lot of times on the reverse situation, opener does not open a major. Once in a while he does, but this is not a two no trump initial response. This is a two no trump rebid. It's his second bid. He's named his suit, and now he's bidding two no trump. It doesn't mean that you really want to play no trump. It just means that I, as responder, have only 6 or 7 points, or maybe I cheated and I only have 5, and I only have a 4-card suit. So this isn't a real no trump. Therefore, it has to be alerted. And if somebody asks you what it is, you just need to say a partner's suit only contains 4 cards in it and he has a weak hand. Now, if responder's suit is 5 or more cards, 5 or more, his second bid is a rebid of that suit. Notice I've said and said and said and beat the drum and beat the drum. You rebid a suit, it promises 6 cards. This is one of the very few exceptions. When your partner has reversed the hand and you are weak, 6 or 7 points, if you have a 5-card major suit, then rebidding that suit tells your partner, I'm weak, I have a 5-card spade suit. Let's go further based on that information. That bid also should be alerted because it shows a weak hand. Remember, we want to be open and above board with our opponents. It's always better to over alert than to under alert. But a rebid and responder's rebid of his suit always shows weakness. Typically it shows 6 to 9 points and a 6-card suit. But in this situation, it shows only 6 or 7 points and a 5-card suit. So this is one time when an alert would also be appropriate. So let's look at some examples here. Previous auction, 1 diamond by west, 1 spade by east, 2 hearts by west, and we have 2 examples here. This first one is a 6-point wonder. Very flat. Happens to have 4 spades in it though. And opener, if I'm holding hand number 1, I'm thinking, well, if my partner rebids 1 no trump, maybe we'll be okay. But if it's something else, I could go back to diamonds here because I have 4 diamonds in my hand. So, but I have 6 points, so I'm certainly going to bid 1 spade. Now, partner comes back with 2 hearts. What do we know about that bidding? Would it be acceptable for me to bid 3 hearts here? Yeah. How many hearts does your partner have? You only know for sure that he has 4. You know, that hand could be 6-5, but we're not going to know that till the 3rd round of the bidding. So supporting partner's hearts here with only 3 cards is not appropriate. This hand number 1 rebids 2 no trump, saying, I'm very weak, partner, at a minimum response, and I only have 4 cards in my suit. Partner alerts that 2 no trump, saying weak hand, 4-card major suit. Contrast that one with this hand number 2 here. Same number of points. Instead of being 4-4-3-2, we're 5-3-3-2 with 5 cards in the spade suit. In this instance, following West's 2-heart rebid, the rebid is 2 spades. showing a 5-card spade suit and 6 or 7 points only. In other words, partner, if you have a minimum reverse, that is 17 high card points, I don't have enough for us to be in game. Could your partner have a 5, 4, 3, 1 hand here on this bidding 1 diamond and then 2 hearts? He certainly could. He could have 5 diamonds, 4 hearts, 3 spades, and 1 club. That's why rebidding a 5-card major suit here, while also letting your partner know how strong you are, is very important. Is very important. This lets East, lets West know, I have 5 spades in case you have 3 in your hand, partner. We have a fit. So if not, you need to make your best judgment here. So now, what does opener do with that information? Here is that auction that we started with for hand number 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 no trump. East has a weak hand, 6 or 7 points only, that has a 4-card spade suit. It's now up to opener to sign off in the best part score available. He may think 2 no trump is the best part score available and pass. He really has only 1 sign-off bid available to him, though, other than passing 2 no trump, and that is 3 diamonds. If his hand is not appropriate for no trump, say he has a small singleton club, a singleton in the unbid suit, guess what suit the opponents are going to lead? His partner has told him he's weak and not to make any assumptions about what he holds more than 6 or 7 points. So if he signs off in 3 diamonds, responder can pass that bid, or he can correct to 3 of his of opener's second suit. In other words, he can correct to 3 hearts. Maybe responder has only 1 or 2 small diamonds in his hand, and he thinks that 3 hearts would be better. This bid is not forcing, because the 2 no trump bid limited responder's hand to 6 or 7 points and announced to all the world, we don't have enough for game. If opener forgets that and bids game, it'll take some errors on the part of the defense for them to be successful. Either that, or that is a hand that's stronger than the typical hand that reverses. It may have 18 or 19 high card points in it. So choosing one of opener's 2 suits is the only option available when the responder has shown 6 or 7 points. Now, it would be very unusual for West to pass 2 no trump, because that is not a suggestion of a place to play. But if he thought his hand were appropriate for that, maybe he's 5, 4, 2, 2. In that case, if he has the appropriate holding, 2 no trump might be an option. But in general, the responder will not have a hand that is balanced or semi-balanced when he has reversed. So his most frequently chosen option will be a rebid of his first suit, which in this case would be 3 diamonds. If East really hates diamonds, then he needs to correct to 3 hearts. If he really, really can't stand diamonds, then he owes it to his partner to correct to 3 hearts. This is not an invitation to opener to bid game, because East has already announced that he does not have the values for game. So this is a different way of thinking about a 3-level bid. Sometimes a 3-level bid is just a preference. And that's what this is here. Now, here's some example hands. for the hand that the opener might have held. This is the way the bidding has gone. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 no trump, 3 diamonds. For hands 1 and 2, diamonds looks like a reasonable option, doesn't it? This is East's hand, by the way, not West. This is East's hand. 2 diamonds or 3 diamonds looks reasonable, doesn't it? You have 4 cards in partner's suit, and you know that partner has 5. So, hey, 9 trumps ain't hey. I played it much worse fits than that. So 3 diamonds looks good, so you would pass. Likewise here, we have 3 card support for the diamonds, and according to the way West has bid, he should have 5 diamonds. So we have a 5-3 set in diamonds. So I would pass 3 diamonds. But here, hand 3 is a matter of judgment. Do we want to play a 5-2 7-card fit? Or do we want to play a 4-3 7-card fit? The one thing that might tip you over the edge is to know that 3 hearts scores better than 3 diamonds. A lot depends on how the suits break around the table, and you have no way of knowing what that situation is at this stage of the game. But this is a judgment call here, having only 2 diamonds and only 3 hearts. You have to make your best choice with the information that you have. Now, with hand 4, 3 hearts is the only sensible choice. You don't want to leave partner in a suit where you have only a singleton and you know that he has 5, but that still means the opponents have more trumps than you do. Notice that East has no way to show 5 clubs on this auction. His hand is just not strong enough. And the likelihood from the bidding that West has very much in clubs is not great, because we already know that we already know 9 of his cards at least, and it could be 10. So the fact that we have clubs here but couldn't show them is immaterial. What happens now, though, is responder rebids his suit. What do I do then? How do I choose? Remember, the auction is 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Because opener reverse, 2 spades promises only 5 spades. Responding to a reverse by bidding and rebidding a suit is one time when rebidding promises only 5. He may have 6, but he promises only 5. Remember, East has shown only 6 or 7 points. He's also shown that 5-card spade suit. Now, this time, opener has 3 possible sign-off bids. He can pass, he can bid 2 no trump, or he can bid 3 of the first bid suit. Here's some examples that opener might have and bid the way that it's shown up here in this auction. Here's a hand that's a minimum for a reverse. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts, 2 spades. Aha, my partner's weak. He has 5 spades. I'm going to get out the green card quickly. I know there's an 8-card fit. I have a nice hand for him. 16 high card points and a singleton. He may make 3, or he might even make 4. But his suit may also be 5 spades to the 10. So we can't make any assumptions here. With hand 1, opener should pass 2 spades. Here's hand 2. Same auction. On this one, this is the 5-4-2-2 semi-balanced hand. Notice that there are only 2 spades, but there's a stopper in the unbid suit. This is a full 17-pointer with a 5-card suit. So 2 no trump shows only 2-card spade support, and it promises a stopper in the unbid suit. lacking a stopper in clubs and having a doubleton spade with, say, the king jack. If you reverse the club and spade holdings in this hand, opener might pass 2 spades. He has 2 nice honors for partner. His only other alternative is to rebid his diamond suit. Now, with hands 3 and 4, diamonds tend to look like the best option, simply because there's no club stop. And I know you've heard me say it 1,000 times, if there's an unbid suit, that's what the opponents are liable to lead. There are plenty of points in hands 3 and 4, but there's no support for spades and there's no stopper in clubs. In other words, all the points are in openers 2 suits. I love it when that happens myself, but sometimes that makes bidding and rebidding opposite a weak hand a little problematic. So on these 2 hands, I would rebid 3 diamonds, saying, partner, I think we need to play it in diamonds. I don't have much in the way of help for you in spades, and I have no club stop. So no trump is not an option. So here, if responder has only 1 diamond, he would probably correct to hearts. If he has 2 diamonds, he knows there's a 5-2 fit. Rebidding diamonds here does not promise a 6th card. Opener has to make a choice when partner rebids his suit. When he lacks support, he may have to rebid a 5-card suit. So responder should not count on opener for 6 diamonds, only 5. This would indicate that the opener doesn't have 3 spades. After all, if he had 3 spades, there's an 8-card fit, so there would be no need to rebid diamonds. He rebids diamonds only because he thinks that it will be very difficult for his partner to make a spade contract. Now, this basically is the whole thing. When you have 6 or 7 points and you're only going to play an apart score, these are the 2 options that responder has. He rebids 2 no trump when he holds only 4 cards in his suit that he bid, or he rebids a 5-card major suit. These are pretty descriptive bids. They describe not only a hand with only 6 or 7 points, but it also lets partner know how many cards he has in that major suit that he bid. So this brings us to the next topic. When responder has 8 or more points, we now have enough for game, because the opener who has reversed should have, on average, 17 high card points. If responder has 8, that makes game to me. Unless I've made a math error here, that's 25. And when I have 25, I want to be in a game somewhere. Now, when responder has a game-going hand, all of a sudden, there are a couple of bids he cannot make after a 1-level response when he holds a good hand. Specifically, those are the 2 bids we just talked about. He must not rebid 2 no trump, and he must not rebid his 5-card major suit. That shows a hand with only 6 or 7 points in it. So what does he do to show a good hand? Let's take a look at the famous auction again. 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 hearts. He has an option here. Now, if East had 5 spades and 4 hearts, he would start with a spade, wouldn't he? So when West rebids 2 hearts and has reversed the hand, if East has 4 hearts with him, he can raise immediately, or since he knows of an 8-card fit, he can just bid the game himself. An immediate raise promises an 8-card fit in one of opener's suits and at least 8 points. slowing the auction down by rebidding to no trump is the way responder shows weakness. So the immediate raise of one of opener suits promises an 8-card fit and at least 8 points. Or he can rebid 3 no trump. And as you might imagine, he's promising a stopper in the unbid suit. It also denies adequate support for either one of opener suits. No fit, no trump, right? Or no major fit, no trump. Maybe he has a diamond fit. If opener just thinks that no trump is an option, then he can pursue that. Or responder can just bid 3 no trump so long as he has a stopper in the 4th suit. Remember, when opener reverses, his hand is unbalanced. Just because he has a strong hand, one should not assume that he can cover the 4th suit. He may have a stop in that suit, but he may have a small singleton as well. So when responder bids 3 no trump, rebids 3 no trump, it promises a stopper in that 4th suit. Now, this brings me to the 3rd option. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the concept of 4th suit forcing. Responder can bid the 4th suit. Most pairs play that as forcing to gain. 4th suit is forcing. Remember, responder still hasn't passed. So any new suit bid by him is forcing for 1 round. And in this case, when it's the 4th suit, it's forcing to gain. It tells partner, hey, I have enough for game over here, but I don't know what to do exactly. I need you to tell me more about your hand. It denies, by bidding the 4th suit, it denies a stopper in the 4th suit. After all, if he had a stopper in the 4th suit, he would bid no trump, right? So it's an artificial bid. It should be alerted as forcing to gain. Some pairs play it forcing for 1 round, others play it forcing to gain. I play it forcing to gain. As I said, if responder has a stopper in the 4th suit, he should just bid 3 no trump. The stronger hand will be on the table, but that's all right. We have enough for game. He cannot rebid 2 no trump. 2 no trump is not an option because that's one of the bids that he uses when he has a hand with only 6 or 7 points. All right, now sometimes responder doesn't show a major suit when he responds the first time. In this case, 1 diamond by West, 1 no trump by East, 2 hearts by West. This is still a reverse. Even though East didn't bid a suit, it's a response at the 1 level. West's 2nd suit is higher ranking than the 1st, and East is forced to the 3 level to take a preference to diamonds. So in this instance, now when responder has 6 or 7 points only, he doesn't have a suit he can rebid, does he? Because he bid 1 no trump. So that changes things a little bit. He has a couple of options. 2 no trump. This 2 no trump bid is natural in that it denies adequate support for either one of opener suits. And that's characteristically what 2 no trump would show there. Remember, West has forced responder to bid again. So by bidding 2 no trump here, he does not show 11 or 12 points. He shows a minimum responding hand, 6 to 7 points, with no fit for diamonds or hearts in this case. Now, With this hand, remember, if opener bids again over responder's 2 no trump, he shows something that's more extreme than 5-4 distribution. A lot of times 6-5 hands can be bid this way. And in that case, if opener rebids his second suit showing 5 cards in it, then responder should raise a rebid of 3 hearts to 4 hearts. He has a hand worth 7 points. There's an 8-card fit, and partner's hand is something like 6-5. Remember, if he didn't have 6 cards in diamonds, he'd have opened 1 heart, not 1 diamond. If he held 5 hearts and 5 diamonds, he'd open 1 heart and bid and rebid diamonds. He did not do that. He opened 1 diamond and bid and rebid hearts. That means he has longer diamonds than hearts. And since he's shown 5 hearts, he has at least 6 diamonds. In other words, this is a very extreme distribution. When that happens here, all of a sudden, we're not all that interested in playing no trump anymore. Now that I know my partner has 5 hearts, I'm going to raise it to 4 hearts, because with 6-5 distribution, you can typically make more than you can with a hand that has 5-4 distribution in it, simply because there are fewer losing tricks in a hand that has long suits than in a hand that has a more balanced shape with say 4-4-3-2 distribution. Will have more losers in it than a hand with extreme distribution. That's why you hear things like 5-5 come alive and 6-4 bid more. It's because there are fewer losers in hands that have big distribution.
Susan,
Yes.
if in this auction, if you're playing 1 no trump forcing, is the
It's not
rationale still the same?
well, partner opened a minor. So 1 no trump isn't forcing over a diamond, first off. Generally,
If it had been a major, though, how would that change things? Like he opened 1 heart and then rebid 2 spades.
well, in that case, it would be the same way you would bid if you had a minimum hand and partner then bid 2 spades showing 5 hearts and 4 spades. If I have 2 hearts and 3 spades, then I'm going to well, it would be very odd for a partner to do that, because when I bid 1 no trump forcing, I have denied 4 spades, right? Because that's one of the bids when you play 2/1 and you're adopting 1 no trump forcing. That's one of the things that doesn't change when your partner opens a heart and you have a minimum hand lacking 3 card support. You bid 1 spade, not 1 no trump forcing. So that auction is going to be used for showing points only. And in that case, Harv, I would take a preference back to the first bid suit with that minimum hand by bidding 3 hearts.
Thank you.
That's what you do when you have a hand that is minimum and lacks 3 card support. Most of the time, on auctions that feature a reverse, opener has opened a minor suit, though. All right, now then, we covered here about bidding 4 hearts with that holding. The other thing he can do is take a preference to opener's first bid suit. When the opener reverses in his second suit, responder can return to opener's first suit with adequate support. Remember, this is just a preference. It's not forcing. Responder could have a hand like this with that option: 1 diamond, 1 no trump, 2 spades, 3 diamonds. He has 3 card support, and he's just taking a preference. That's all he's doing. Now, Here's another situation. Responder could bid one no trump, but hold only 8 or 9 points. Hold 8 or 9 points instead of 6 or 7, right? Remember, 8 or 9 points opposite a hand that's reversed is game going now. So here's the auction again, just so we don't forget. Responder has some choices here. He can rebid 3 no trump because he knows there's enough for game. He doesn't have a fit with hearts here, and he doesn't. Remember, if East held 4 hearts, he'd have bid 1 heart, not 1 no trump. So we know that East doesn't have 4 hearts. He should never cover up a 4-card major to bid 1 no trump here. So when you bid game, you're promising a stopper in the unbid suits here. You didn't bid 1, so there are 2 unbid suits. You're also denying adequate support for one of West's suits. Now, you can raise opener's second suit. Notice I've said this promises only 3-card support, and I just went through the reason why. If I had 4 hearts in my hand, I would bid 1 heart, not 1 no trump. So I can raise partner's suit, and opener will know that I have only 3 cards in it. But maybe he's 6-5. Or maybe he doesn't mind playing 4-3 fits. You know, they say playing 4-3 fits builds character. Maybe he feels like he has built up a whole lot of character and he's totally capable of playing a 4-3 fit here in game. Back when I learned to play, we played Gorin, and I played a lot of 4-3 fits, including slams, because that's what you did, because you opened stronger hands. But now that we play 5-card majors, things have changed. So now, if partner doesn't have 3-card support for the second suit, he has another option. He can bid a new suit. If that's a minor suit, it's a natural bid. But if he bids a major suit, it promises a stopper. Remember, if you had a real major suit to show, you would not have responded 1 no trump. So a new suit here is natural if it's a minor, but it can't be natural if it's a major. It's got to be showing a stopper. Remember, you would never, ever have bid 1 no trump if you had had a real major suit there. Partner should never assume if you bid 2 spades here that you have 4 of them. Can't be. Because if you had 4 spades, you'd have bid 1 spade, not 1 no trump. Now, we come to that subject about reverses following a 2-level response. As I said, this doesn't happen very often. And all reverses following a 2-level response are game forcing. Why is that? Because even playing standard, a 2-level response promises 10 high card points. If you play 2/1, obviously it promises a game going hand. But even if you don't, it promises 10 high card points. So 1 diamond, 2 clubs by East, 2 hearts by West, saying, well, I know you probably don't have 4 hearts, but I'm trying to pattern my hand here for you and tell you about my strength. So here's your hand if you're East. You have 10 high card points with a nice 5-card club suit. Partner has bid diamonds and hearts. You have stoppers and spades and clubs. So it only makes sense to bid 3 no trump here. You only have a doubleton diamond. You only have 3 hearts. That is not adequate support for either one of opener's suits. But you have a stop in the unbid suit. If you didn't, you would bid 2 spades, saying, partner, I need some help here, because that would be the 4th suit. Can you bid no trump here? But in this case, there is a spade stop and the lead will be coming up to your hand. The lead will be coming up to your hand here. So that king of spades is protected. That's another reason why you would like to be the 3 no trump bidder. So on hand 1, 3 no trump is a very appropriate call. Now hand 2.
Susan,
Yes.
Susie asked, wouldn't that be a 2/1 auction?
Well, yes, it is. But and that means you're going to game regardless. But even if you don't play 2/1, when opener has reversed and responder gave a 2-level response promising at least 10 points, that's now a game forcing auction. Whether you play 2/1 or not, this is now a game forcing auction because responder promised at least 10 points and West has shown on average at least 17. That's enough for game. So this is a game forcing auction regardless whether you play 2/1 or not. Does that make sense, Susie? I see you holding your head like you have a headache.
No, sorry. No, but hand 1 doesn't have opening points. So if it's a 2/1, hand 1 should have had opening points.
Well, but this pair may not be playing 2/1. He has enough to respond to clubs if they play standard. So even if you play 2/1 or don't play 2/1, this is acceptable bidding, right? Remember, not everybody plays 2/1. I personally think it's a great system, but not everybody agrees, and they're entitled to play whatever they want to, you know? All right, now let's take a look at hand 2. This hand has 11 high card points in it, although I'm not real tempted to count that jack of spades there. It's liable to be worthless. But when partner rebids 2 hearts, reversing the hand here, with hand number 2, you would bid 4 hearts. Note that if you play 2/1, following a 1 diamond bid by your partner, you pattern your hand by showing 5 clubs and then 4 of whatever major you bid. If I held only 4 clubs here, I would bid 1 heart, not 2 clubs. West might think that, hey, my partner doesn't have 4 hearts. He bid 2 clubs. Not true. Not true. 10 points and a 5-card suit, when it's a minor even, bid it. Partner reverses by bidding 2 hearts. You bid 4 hearts immediately. Partner has at least 17 points and you have 10 useful points. So you belong in game. This is an immediate 4-heart call. With hand 3, this is a big old hand. Maybe a slam on this one. Partner has shown me 17 or more high card points, and I have let me say 8 and 4 is 12. I have 16 high card points. Remember, when you have a lot of points, you go slowly. So here, responder bids 3 hearts to set the trump suit. This shows a better hand than a 4-heart bid would. This shows a better hand. After that, if partner has the appropriate hand, he can bid 4 no trump, or he can show an ace, asking you to show him 1. Maybe he shows the ace of diamonds. You can show the ace of spades. That may be all he needs to know to bid 6 hearts here. But when there's been a 2-level response, things change, because a 2-level response shows a much better hand than a 1-level response promises. The hand that makes a 1-level response may be a better hand than 6 to 9 points, but you don't know for sure. When your partner makes a 2-level response, it's a lead pipe cinch. He has at least 10 points. If you play standard, he has a game forcing hand if you play 2/1.
Hey, Susan, this is probably going to be an obvious answer,
That's all
But
right.
why does responder bid 2 clubs rather than 1 heart, saying I have 4
Because when
hearts?
you play 2/1 and you have 5 clubs and 4 of them major, you set the game force first.
Okay, thank you.
Do that only when you have longer cards in the minor than in the major. When you play, this is part of the method that I'm currently teaching at the club. The author's contention is that playing 2/1 should enable you to both pattern your hand and show your values. So in this case, he says when there are 5 cards in the minor suit, and remember the minor suit can only be clubs because if partner opens a club, then there is no 2/1 response. So partner has opened a diamond, and when you hold 5 clubs and 4 hearts, you set the game force. After that, the partners bid 4 card major suits up the line. They find a fit, they play game in that major or slam if that's appropriate. If they don't find a fit, they play no trump. But you set the game force first when you have 5. When you have 4, if we were 4-4 and we had 3 diamonds and 2 spades, then 1 heart would come out of the box first. Your partner holding a hand that can reverse would jump to 3 hearts at least, and you still find the game. It's just not as straightforward. That's all. Does that make sense, Sherry? Whoop.
Yes, it really does. Thank you. It helped a lot.
Well, guys, this is the end of this slide session. This is a lot of new stuff. I know you probably need to think about it. If anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to go over anything here. But this is, believe it or not, this sounds complicated, but it's easier than using Lebensall. Take it from me. Learning Lebensall has all kinds of things extra in it and can be used in several different bidding scenarios. But this is one that's just for bidding following by opener. Whatever. Anyway, anybody have any questions at all? I'll be happy to. And if you have any suggestions on what you would like for me to talk about, send them to me. As I said, this material came from a book published in the early 80s by Richard Pavlicek and William Root, both well-known big-time bridge players, and is really a good option, I think, particularly for very weak hands when partner has reversed. It's a relatively simple method. You either rebid 2 no trump or rebid your 5 card major suit, and then opener takes it from there. That lets the opener know that you're very weak and there is no game here. All right. Oh, Ella, do you have a question?
Yes, if I open 1 heart and my partner says 1 no, and I say 2 spades, is that a reverse?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
would be showing a 5-4 suit.
Yes, that is 5 hearts and 4 spades, and it promises at least 17 high card points. There is a convention out there called Flannery that enables players to deal with hands that have 5 hearts and 4 spades in them and not enough points to reverse. It's an opening bid of 2 diamonds, and it tells partner, I have 11 to 15 high card points, partner, and I have exactly 5 hearts and exactly 4 spades, not the other way around. Some people like to play Flannery rather than the normal weak 2 diamonds, because 2 diamonds is not terribly obstructive and doesn't often buy a contract and all that other. So they feel like they get a better use out of 2 diamonds by playing Flannery. The problem that comes in with that is when you have a forget, it's usually a big forget. I've seen some really silly contracts played because somebody forgot they were playing Flannery. And if it's alertable, obviously, because it says nothing at all about a diamond suit. So if you forget to alert it and the opponents say, well, hey, I was gonna bid 4 spades here, but this was alerted as Flannery, and opener forgot and opened a weak 2 diamonds, and so I was prevented from finding my spade game. You may well find yourself on the receiving end of an adjusted score in that case. So if you're going to do stuff like that, try not to forget. It can be helpful for handling hands that are too weak to reverse when you have 5 hearts and 4 spades, but be aware that there are pitfalls. So
The other, it's also possible that she could be 6 hearts and 5 spades
yes.
as well. But the answer to the question, most definitely that's a reverse. And just for what it's worth, I don't care much for the Flannery.
Susan?
Yes.
Susan, this is Susie Graves. I have one more question if you have time.
Sure.
Okay, you're talking about Flannery, and Harv and I played in a game last night on BBO that had 5 hearts and 4 spades. I was in 3rd seat after 2 passes with 11 points. I've got the hand here if you can see it.
Oh, I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. It's 5 hearts, 4 spades. I'm in 3rd seat, 2 passes, and my hearts are queen, 8, 7, 6, 5. And my spades are ace, king, 10 little. Do I bid
Oh, I do. When
the heart?
yeah, that's when I'm in 3rd seat. I've opened on as few as 9 high card points in 3rd seat. My partner's a passed hand. He can't go crazy and bid a slam on me, So 3rd seat particularly, it depends on the vulnerability. I would never open with 9 high card points, red versus white. But
No vulnerable.
But I would open that 1 heart all day long, Susie.
But then if you come back, if he says 1 no trump, then if I say 1 spade, I've reversed.
But why are you, he's denied having 4 spades. Why do you feel it necessary to show your spade?
Good point.
Yeah, just because you have them doesn't mean you can show them. So when I open light in 3rd seat, I have to be prepared to pass anything my partner bids. So if he bids 1 no trump, that's fine. Remember, passed hands, whether 1 no trump is forcing following a major opening is up to partnership agreement when responder is a passed hand. You can
How do you play it?
forcing or whatever you want to, but it may or may not be forcing. If it is, then in that case, Susie, if you lack the values to reverse, you have to rebid a 5 card major suit or bid that longer minor. Remember, when you don't have another 4 card suit to bid, you bid the longer minor if you and your partner have agreed that 1 no trump there is forcing. But
Right. In this hand, both binders were doubletons.
Yeah, well, in that case, I rebid a 5 card major suit. Every now and again, that happens. You
Well,
have to rebid a 5 card major. I mean, Don, unless you
Would this have been a hand for Flannery?
if you played it, yeah, 11 high card points with 5 hearts and 4 spades, that would do it. But in that instance, your partner's a passed hand. You can pass 1 no trump unless by agreement it is still forcing. Most pairs say it's semi-forcing, meaning if I have an 11-point hand and no good rebid, I'm going to let my partner play 1 no trump. The danger there, of course, is that he may have that 3 card limit raise for you and was going to try to show it. But when you choose to open in 3rd seat light, you have to think about your rebids. Spades are not an option. You really don't have another suit, your 5, 4, 2, 2. You don't have a 3 card minor to rebid over 1 no trump. So all these things need to be taken into account. And then you bid according to the agreements that you and your partner have. How's that hunting?
Yeah, that makes pass a very good bid.
Pardon me?
That makes pass a pretty good bid.
Yeah, exactly. And if partner was getting ready to make a 3 card limit raise, well, you've only got 11 points. If in that case, if you and your partner have not added Drury, if he has a limit raise for you, he can bid 2 clubs saying, hey, did you open light? I have a limit raise for you over here. And that's alertable because it's not a club suit. And then when you open light, you just rebid 2 hearts and he put down the pass card and you'll play 2 hearts with 11 points in your hand and 10 or 11 in his, and at least an 8-card set. So if Drury's not in your bidding box and you do open light in 3rd seat, you should think about it.
I like that option a lot better than semi-forcing or forcing 1 no trump.
Semi-forcing, I mean, why don't you just say, yeah, take your best shot, partner. You know, it's a guess.
Well, you know, there's,
yeah.
you know, playing precision, we used a semi-forcing, and it makes sense, but I do really like Drury. I think that's very much worthwhile.
Yeah, I do too, but that and the support double have always been the 2 most forgotten alerts or bid. People forget sometimes that they have those available to them, and they are the 2 most forgotten ones, and they are both very, very useful bids, very useful. So if you and your partner have agreed you're never opening light in 3rd seat, then you don't need Drury. But if you're like I am, and particularly if I'm not vulnerable and the opponents are, if I have a suit that I'm interested in having my partner lead, I'm probably going to open with as few as 9 points in that 3rd seat. Hi, this is Susan. Thanks for stopping by the Oklahoma Collective's YouTube channel. Basically, this channel shows recordings of our free 1-hour bridge lessons for advancing players that we offer every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to join us, send your contact information to the email address shown on the screen, and we'll be happy to send you the link. If you would like to follow our channel and be notified when a new recording is uploaded, just click the Oklahoma Collective button below. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.